Yeah. Hello. Gotta get my mic on. Hold on, y'all. It looks so blurry. Everything looks blurry to me. I don't know. Is it blurry? It looks clear there. I think it's dirty. Hello, everybody. Hey, Red. Hey, Leonore. Happy to see y'all. I was in at an event yesterday in Long Beach. I didn't charge my phone, but I'm going to put my mic in anyway. I feel like the screen is dirty, or my lighting is. Bear with me. I was trying to change my lighting, but I think I'm going to have to. Y'all are like, could you please do that before the show? Change it. Oh, maybe. Use that as a backlight, maybe. Yeah, that one's better as a backlight. Hey, everybody. Lady of Faith. Hey, hey. We're going to do our makeup. I'm going to do sort of like, I've got a whole conversation organized because of a question the other day. Let me get mic'd up. Where someone says, what is abuse? What counts as abuse? My yoga pants and my black V-necks are all Amazon. There's a link in my bio for Amazon Shop or my Shop My, and I tag them. I literally buy those shirts in a 4-pack. It's the way we do it. I'm normally always in them, right? But today I'm in like a Savage X Fenty house dress. Might have to come back off mic if I run out of phone battery. I'm so distracted because Grady's not, I think he has an ear infection. Sorry. Hey, hey, I think he has, my pup has an ear infection. I just cannot get the lights right. I'm so flustered. I've been dealing with him all day because he's got stinky ear. You know, he's a floppy-eared dog. And he has stinky ear. But he can't go to the vet right now. We have budgets. That is very frustrating to me because I haven't had to deal with things like that in a long time. I worked very hard my whole life, you know. And right now I'm just trying to get through this divorce, you know. Like, and it's just everything. I just need like all my funds not to be wrapped up, tied up, and to be working so hard because I worked my whole life, you know. I know some of y'all probably empathize, and definitely if you're listening to Red, welcome in. Please, I don't know if y'all can share the live on YouTube, but please subscribe and like. When you double tap and do the like, it will get more people in the room for us. Wow, what a nightmare. And if you say something like that, you will be removed immediately. Immediately. There will be no second chance on a comment like that. We don't need you. I don't need you. We don't need you. Okay, so is the screen blurry or are my eyes blurry? I mean, I really feel some kind of way about the way it looks right now, and I don't use filters or anything. Healings, healings, healings. Cookie bagels. Yeah, the vet bill, and I have the pet insurance, but like it's at the deductible, and I know they're not going to give him any of the antibiotics without an exam. Are you man? Do I look like a man? Your sister is what I love. Thank you. I don't know why people come in with the negativity. Some days I just don't have it in my heart to deal with it. Y'all got to remember that you don't know what people are going through when you're speaking to them. I'm a burn survivor. These are skin grafts. All my skin has been replaced after being set on fire by my husband 7 years ago. Hold on, I need to moderate the comments for a minute. There's going to be a little message delay. We're going to slow it down so that we don't just spam with the same comment over and over again. We're just going to give it a little delay. Just like 10 seconds. Take a breath. If you listen, you will know what happened. You know? Give you a little 10-second delay. Last time I did it, and I put too many seconds on it. I'm trying to learn. I haven't gotten a settlement yet, no. I'm, ugh. You know, just, ugh. He burned me because he's a sociopath. But I know what you mean when you say why. People can't understand why someone would do something like that. Hey, David Phillips, going great. Thank you for the gift. I don't know. Are my eyes messed up? Can y'all tell me if the screen is blurry or if it's clear? I have these contacts and I have damaged eyes and stuff. Yeah, I try not to listen. And we have so many moderators in the room that work so hard to try to keep the chat going. Okay, good. It's my contacts then. They're hard contacts and they literally get like blurry. Like maybe I got like a smudge on them or something, like a pair of eyeglasses. So sometimes I just can't tell. We're going to do he's not in jail. So let me start a little bit of story time because today what I want to talk about is what is abuse. I was doing a live the other day and we in this community we talk about our lived experience and surviving even burns, domestic violence, whatever you've survived, you know? We're all survivors of something. If you're sitting here, you have already survived the worst day of your life, haven't you? So we're all survivors. But it was 7 years ago when I was set on fire. Almost 7 years, it'll be 7 years ago on December 18th, that we were sitting by the fire pit like he loved to do. But I had been suffering narcissistic abuse for 15 years and I didn't know that it was abuse. I'm 52 years old. So if you had told me I was being abused, I'd have told you you're crazy. I was like, well, you know, oh, we got to fight for our marriage. You know, he disappears. You got to work at it. Marriage is work. No, no, no. You don't. Yeah, he did it on purpose. So you don't have to struggle to love somebody, you know? I mean, there can be challenges in life that you face together, but terrible challenges with each other. No, that's not what love is. So we're sitting by the fire pit and we had been arguing for about a month because he had been a jerk when we were renewing our vows the month before. We were in the French Alps. It was a whole mess, right? And I wasn't forgiving him. And so he's a narcissist, but I would have never guessed that he would like get mad and do something like that. But we were sitting outside. I used to smoke cigarettes, so that's what we were doing and having some wine and talking about it. And my kids had just moved out of the house the month before. You know, they were college age and stuff. They were in their 20s. I feel like he probably wanted to harm me many times before, but with the kids in the house, he didn't. That's what I really think now. I've been putting some thought into it lately, and that's what it feels like, you know? So he wasn't being physically abusive all those years. Now, there were instances that I'm thinking back to that were physically abusive, really, but I didn't count them as that because I wasn't getting like a black eye or a thing, you know? Thank you. I'm glad Jesus led you here. Thank you for the floating heart, Charlotte. One thing that was really crucial was about 4 years before this happened, he was angry one night. Thank you, Jokel. I think that's what it said. he was really angry one night, again drunk. I always thought that his problem was alcoholism, and I would drink a lot too in the end because I just couldn't deal with life. Honestly, that's not the way you deal with life, but that's what was happening. Thank you, Brenda. Those rubies are adding up. I appreciate them so much. I don't even know how the ruby system works on YouTube, but I just looked and all these gifts are adding up so much, and I appreciate it so much. Yeah, Princess. So, he had been angry and he had put his hand, it was like angry one night in his hand right here. And I remember like, let me go, let me go, let me go. And he did. And it's, but I learned recently that if you've been strangled, you are 800% more likely to be killed by your partner. And they do that. I know if you've been through it, that's one of the signs, one of the things they do is strangle because they want to show you that they can take you within an inch of your life, that they're in control. Are you okay, baby? So when we sat there that night, and I did, and I believed him after I woke up from a coma 2 months later. I believed him that it was an accident, which is not even, when I think back on it, a year and a half before, he had rammed my car with his car one night when he came home, like drunk, like 2 a.m. I was ticked off. And I was sitting out in my car smoking because it was February in Georgia. It was super cold. So I had like the heat on, just sitting there smoking a cigarette. And he rammed my car and he was arrested for aggravated, 2 counts of aggravated battery. And then he told me, look at that, you overreacted, now you got me in trouble. And it's your fault. You overreacted. I didn't mean to do it. I still have the surveillance video where I can clearly see that he did it, backed up, did it again, backed up, did it. That it's on purpose. And I've had that video the whole time, and still in my mind, I felt guilty. Because this is the way you get programmed in a narcissistic abuse relationship. So when you tell people, why didn't you just leave or just go, things like that, it's not really feasible because there's a trauma bond. There's a lot more going on than you know in the relationship. Not to mention that when you get ready to leave, now you're 70. This is when 70% of people suffering abuse are killed when trying to leave. And it takes 7 times. I never tried to leave. I didn't know that emotional abuse was abuse. And even if I knew it was abuse, I wouldn't have thought that it could lead to being doused in lighter fluid. We were sitting by the fire pit and I had originally reached out to put something on it because you could cook on it. And that's what I remembered waking up, I would say I reached out and I got in the stream of lighter fluid. Well, why is he squirting lighter fluid if I'm trying to put something on there? But I still blamed it on myself. And I was in the coma for 2 months and I woke up and the man who did this is kissing my face because the police believed him. He was like, oh, well, it was just a flare up. And I had 3rd and 4th degree burns to the upper 35% of my body, but we were in North Georgia. And I'm sorry if I can't see all your comments, but I'm trying to stay focused. We were in North Georgia, and I'm black, and he's not. And they were just like, And even if it wasn't a color issue, the police will often empathize with the abuser, with the male abuser. You've seen it with Gabby Petito. If you've not watched that story, watch it. When they're standing on the roadside, I'm just screaming because the police don't know. They're not trained to see the signs. Everybody that watched that's been through it is like, oh my God, no, she's blaming herself. And we can all see it. We can all see it, but the police aren't trained. And I hope to be able to try to figure out a way to implement that someday, like some kind of program to help them. Okay, wait. For the fun part, I just got this. It's a Pixie Beauty Advent Calendar. And there's no way I'm doing it one day at a time. We're doing it all. And we're using it for our makeup today. 12 Days of Icons, inspired by our boutique in London, limited edition calendar. Celebrates the glow icon. So I guess I'll just glow today. Festive Glow Hall of Fame. Must-haves for glowing skin, twinkling eyes, and that lit from within magic. All right, let's go. Let's go. Y'all, if you come in and say something ugly, you will be removed. I don't have the Pixie Advent calendar in my cart. I don't know. I I will link it later because I think it's available on ShopMy. So if you subscribe, I'll link it and I'll make a post in my community page. If you're going to shop it, that's appreciated. But either way, you get it, but it's appreciated when it comes through there. It helps a lot. Lets the brands know that I really do have some beauty influence. Because that's another struggle I face, having a facial difference. We should definitely tell our kids about stuff like that because I didn't know growing up. And the kids today, we were doing a show the other day, and one of the questions was, what really counts as abuse? So, my name is Burned Beauty. Come in and hesitate before you speak. What happened to your face, sugar? Good day. Oh, I hope there's enough. I hope there's enough. Oh, that'd be nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good God. I don't have vitiligo, baby, no. My whole face got replaced after I got burned. These are all skin grafts. So when you see the different colors, it's because the skin came from different parts of my body. Like they take it from your lower body and, move it on up. That's the thing. That man didn't, well, he did put it, I keep saying he didn't, that I wasn't physically abused before. But when I think back to these incidents, there were 3 or 4 times that he did physically harm me, you know? And it still wasn't a red flag for me because once you're in that trauma bond, you're in that trauma bond. Can I pin a comment? Thank you. I don't know. My comment, I just found this ring. I lost this ring when I was washing my dog like a month ago. I thought I lost it outside and I just found it when I went to look for some stuff to treat his ear infection because I keep it all in his little area. And I just found my ring. This is a cool ring. I think it says F it and start over. It literally says the bad word. A friend gave it to me. So I was an artist. I do like drawing. I was an artist growing up. I wanted to be a commercial artist. I haven't drawn in many years. We're going to open the calendar and we're going to make it same. Oh, yeah, you definitely cut contact, but I still can't get through the divorce. There was a stay away order, but he didn't mind that. And now it expired because it was only for a year. And the divorce still isn't final because he just dodged service. There's a property he didn't want to sell because it inconveniences him. Thank you. Thank you, Mother, for the floating heart. Yeah, the whole story will be on that page. Please subscribe if you're coming through because I do want to focus. I actually made notes. I've got the Pixie calendar and I actually made notes. So today will probably be light makeup because Pixie is a very light, glowy kind of look, but that's what I like and I'm not going anywhere. This is what I would wear most days. But I made notes, a lot of them, about things that happened for the young person, who I assume was a young person, who asked what counts as abuse. Thank you, Dee. Thank you for the, oh, it's going too fast. Thank you. He wasn't questioned. For everyone who's here right now, he was never questioned by the police. I was in a coma for 2 months. Thank you. Happy poop, Scott. And he's like, oh, well, it was just a flash fire. Like if you had a poof of fire that might singe the hair off you. He told them that, even though he was the one holding the lighter fluid and I was sitting beside him. Then he told about 10 other different stories. I didn't get like the medical records and police report and everything. I never saw it until last year, where he tells, like, at one point, he tells them that, he tells the hospital, like, that I caught fire. We were sitting beside each other and I caught fire, but he didn't know how or when. We were like a foot apart, and I'm on fire bad enough to create third and fourth degree burns. But in reality, it had started at the fire pit, and then I ran, and he chased me, squirting lighter fluid. And then when I got to the corner of the house, he threw this lighter at me. It was a Zippo that we had just bought in Switzerland while we were renewing our vows a month before. And I can remember because it was red with the white cross on it, like the Swiss flag, right? And I remember getting to that corner and saying no, and then looking at him throwing the lighter, and he went like this, like, poof. And then I'm like engulfed, and I immediately stopped and dropped and rolled. And you can't put yourself out when you have an accelerant on you like lighter fluid. So I just started to pray because I knew I was going to die, you know. I knew I was going to die. So, but I didn't, because I started to say the Lord's Prayer, and I got about halfway through, and I was like, God, is this really how I'm supposed to die? I'm 45 years old, I'm laying on my driveway, burning alive. And just by the way, it takes about 10 to 15 minutes to burn alive because your flesh is burning, but your inside is okay. And your brain is perfectly clear. You're not foggy about anything. That's why it's so horrific. You know exactly what is happening. It hasn't hurt your brain. It hasn't hurt your organs. So your body's going, but your skin is burning and your hair, your clothes. So it's horrible because it's not like at least you're going to like pass out and be okay. 10 to 15 minutes to burn alive. So I don't know how long I was on fire, but when I said it, when it's like, just this, I was obviously talking out loud because the next thing I heard was him, my husband, who set me on fire, saying, "I've got you, baby. I've got you." That's God. I don't care what y'all believe in. That's God that handled that. And the reason that he put me out is because I ran and I made it to the side yard. And at the side yard, screaming and a ball of flame, maybe the neighbors would have seen. So he had to act. If I'd stayed in the back, it wouldn't have happened. I wouldn't be here. I know, because he would have, even if he second guessed it, he'd have been more concerned about getting in trouble, because that's what narcissists do. So they're not harmless. For most of the years, this man did like manipulation and gaslighting and emotional abuse, and it drove me crazy. My life was miserable. This miserable. The way he would like disappear all night, turn off his phone and disappear. And I would always say to him, can you just not do that? Because he would do it because he's angry at me for being angry at him about something he did. And so what they do to get out of that trouble is create a new problem. So now when he comes home, what we're going to talk about is, why did you disappear? Where have you been? And it just goes on and on and on in a cycle. And it really, even just talking about it makes my nervous system kind of jumpy because I just couldn't stand it. And I would say, I don't know how you can turn off your phone and stay gone all night, even if you're mad, and not even check your phone, not even think about me. Thank you, Bethy, for the... Got a call. Do not disturb. I forgot to put on do not disturb. I don't know how to use my apps very well, so I get panicky. I get panicky if something like that happens because I don't know how to fix it. My son calling. Um, like, how could you be okay? Because I might get mad and be like, I'm going to block him or turn off the phone or something. But I would always check because I'd be worried about him. Yes, dehydration and infection is what kills you. And not being able to regulate your body temperature is what kills you. They have to wrap you in like a blanket. You would think you would be too. They need to keep the warmth. Oh no, I can't remember what they do because you're still hot on the inside. It's complicated. I've been told, but I forget. I lost. I had to have 4 or 5 blood transfusions. That's how much blood you lose because it's being dehydrated. But it wasn't bloody. I wasn't covered in blood. Not that I remember. I don't remember like leaking blood or anything. It's just like burned, and then the infections will come, and that's what the burn unit tries to control is all the infection, and keep you alive. I had sepsis. I had pneumonia most of the time. I just stopped getting pneumonia within the past couple of years. And every time I get like the tiniest little bit sickness, it would turn into like a pneumonia. Your immunity goes. But now, my skin looks great because look, you might think it looks bad, but it's smooth and it is glowing. It's not greased up. It is just well maintained because of some things my plastic surgeon has been doing with stem cells. Thank you, mother. And because of really good skincare, I use Allies of Skin. I don't think I put this in, but I'm going to put it on right now because I actually am going to walk my dog, and I forgot to put some on. So this is the best SPF 50 I've ever seen. And you see how it's kind of blurry? I use it as primer. If there's one thing you do for your skin, let it be sunscreen. And this one is so nice. It's got so much skincare in it. Oh my God. It changes, it converts people. Thank you for the makeup brush. Definitely keep your sunblock on. I regret, now I take care of my skin because I learned how important it is. I didn't appreciate, oh my God, that doggy is so cute. Who said that? Oh, thank you, Kay. That is so cute. My God, that's so cute. What's that reindeer doing? Is that like a scared reindeer? What's wrong with that reindeer? Why would I need a trigger warning? Editing the rookie forever. Why would I need it? For what? For the story or for how I look? This is real life. I'm tired of trigger warnings. I'm Gen X, so I'm gonna get all grumpy about that. I'm like, what the hell? There's no trigger warning. There's just like keep scrolling for people. Everybody's so, I don't know. Gen X, my Gen X just came out. My auntie just came out. Sorry, rookie. Sorry. I'm a little stressed because my dog is sick and I can't take him to the vet right now. Thank you for all the, thank you. Well, definitely what he did is triggering for sure. But it's real life. And I think if we don't talk about it, thank you, Letty. If we don't talk about it, then it continues to happen. And a lot of times we don't talk about it because it's embarrassing. It's like, hey, you know what? This man treated me horribly for 15 years and I was still there. And then he set me on fire. And then I still believed it was an accident. I was literally relieved. I woke up from a coma to him love bombing me. Didn't even know what any of these things were. Didn't know what a narcissist was. And I wake up to him love bombing me. I regretfully probably didn't put the Allies of Skin in the cart, but look up Allies of Skin or go to my shop my page. If you go to my link in bio, it's all in there. I would love you to try this sunblock because it is so perfect, so glowy. Such a good primer. Let's open up some of this while I talk, or we're never going to get done. And I want to skip to something. I said it was so embarrassing. It's hard because people are so judgmental. Yes, I believed him when I woke up. I believed him for years, and he still did bad things. I got home, I couldn't walk, I couldn't talk, I couldn't swallow. I had like a tube, like a feeding tube in, and a tracheotomy, and a wheelchair. I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't do anything. And this man was in charge of my medication and taking care of me. And he stole my pain medicine. I didn't know he was on meth and heroin. He started stealing my pain medicine. And eventually, it was only a few months in when I realized what was happening. And it was because I saw him and because he had tried to get more pain meds for me. And the doctor had come back to me and said, we need to know what's going on because you should have like 60 or 80 pills left right now. And they dose you very heavy. I mean, you're taking 20 milligrams of oxy every 4 to 6 hours with the 2 milligram Dilaudid for breakthrough pain. It is painful. And he was stealing the Dilaudid, the oxy. They had me on Ativan, which is basically like you know how Men in Black come and they flash the light and you forget everything? That's basically what Ativan does. It's supposed to be anti-anxiety, but it is anti-memory. It'll mess you up. So it was hard, and then I fortunately got well enough, and I love art and I love makeup art, so I started doing my makeup on social media. only because I made a video to tell people what had happened to me. Thank you for all the gifts. Yeah, it's a benzo, but it's like different. It's different. And I was taking it every 4 to 6 hours. You just can't remember anything. My memory is so foggy of everything. And I think that was on purpose. He had told him I had bad, anxiety, and then they had me in a coma on Ativan because they know they know if you're in pain, if your blood pressure goes up, and they know if you're anxious, if your heart rate goes up. And that's how they know what they're doing when you're in a coma. Floating heart. Thank you. No, I don't have vitiligo, baby. These are burnt. These are skin grafts. So literally this skin, can you imagine you can't even see a seam? Like this skin came from one place, and this skin definitely came from my side, from my tummy. And then this skin, it comes from my legs and my thighs. They've all been, I'll show you, I actually have a dress on today. It comes from I need to be decent. They take the skin from look, so even this wasn't burned, but the skin has been taken from it. And some of it browns back up, but some of it won't. But they take that skin that's not burned and they put it in this machine that makes it 3 times bigger. It kind of like stretches it somehow. And that's why it has this pattern in it from the machine, because they need to make the most use of it. They don't want to run out of skin. I mean, they can always use donor skin, but it's best to use your own, right? It's an organ, so you don't want to deal with it rejecting. And I already had some of them rejected. I'm faking it. What am I faking? That was funny. He said you're faking it. Okay, well, hold on. I gotta slow down the chat because he just said that too many times, too close. Look at what happens. That's why we can't have nice things. Just slow it down. Now there's going to be 20 seconds in between your comments. 20 seconds before you can make another comment because they're spamming and it makes it too hard on the moderators. And I get such hate comments and such, I don't know. I'm not in the mood for it today because I'm worried about my dog. He's got the stinky ear. I don't know what I'm going to do. I need to figure out like how to fix it with what I have at home. I have some like ear rinse and I have some hydrocortisone, but I don't have any antibiotics. And he's laying on the couch. He doesn't feel good, so I don't know what to do. Hate comment? Well, because people are making fun. They make fun of how you look. And they make fun of you being burned, or they tell you you're stupid for not having known, or it's all of these things. I just told some of my story. Check my page, because I have to tell it like over and over again, but you'll get some of it. Right now, what is abuse? So I thought of some examples that I didn't realize were abuse when they were happening. Number one, and these are actual events that I sat and thought about, asking me why I never dressed nicely to go out like my friend that was standing right there beside me. This is early in the relationship. That doesn't seem so bad, does it? Well, guess what? That was abuse. That's abuse. It's very calculated, Thank you, Brandon. Did you bath tomato sauce for too long? You see what I'm talking about? They're just numbnuts. Sad little numbnuts. Pixie, number one. These are 12 days. I'm really multitasking today. Do I have 12 days? Where's number 12? It's 11. Why would you do 11 days? I mean, not freak out. Why would you? 12 days of icons. Oh, there's 12. It's up here. It makes a circle. I was about to get really, really agitated. I'm one of those people who are like, oh, my brain's going to explode. Pixie Advent Calendar, Pixie Beauty. Number one, we're going to open them all. Should I open them all or should I open one a day? Maybe, you know what? Maybe I'm not going to open them all. I have self-control. I can just do one a day, right? Number one. Oh, it's probably a mask. Oh, eye mask. Excellent. Pixie Beauty Eye Mask. Dream Eye. Of course, I need eye mask because the way my skin grabs. You know what? We really are going to do one a day. We've got 12 days till Christmas. You got to come back every day to see it. And I'm going to announce it in a way that I can edit it together later into a video for them. They're not paying me for this, but I appreciate them sending it. So the Pixie Beauty 12 Days of Glow Advent Calendar. And day number 1 is where we should all start. Dream eye patches. I should have opened it sooner because I'm going to put them on and I'm going to do my makeup different today just so I can wear these for a while. Replenishing. Oh, these are PM patches. Okay, well, maybe I'm not. These are for nighttime, so I'll tell you how they were. If it's for nighttime, probably leave it on a little bit longer. I've not had one of these. I love eye patches because these skin grafts bother me the way they were done, because it's not like puffiness or tiredness. And they can't fix it because you see, like one doctor made a mistake, one surgeon. And you see how when I rub it, how the inside turns out? So I don't have enough skin to take anything away. Or then my eyes don't close, and they already don't close. So take it away and don't have any. So I worked hard, and this one is a lot better over the years, but this one just got operated on last November, so it's going to take a while to fix it. I also use microcurrent to try to firm it up. That helps a lot. Okay, let's go. Insulting me right in front of my friend for no reason. And we had only been together, maybe 6 months or something. And we're about to go out and belittling me right in front of a friend. It was humiliating, obviously, because I still remember it. And it was 20 years ago. Let's use a lighter foundation today. I normally use the ColourPop. What you've been watching me use is the Pretty Fresh hyaluronic acid hydrating foundation. But they also make a foundation stick, which is lighter coverage. And they make a tinted moisturizer I just saw, but I don't have that. I would love to try it. I love the way their colors match. Yeah, the microcurrent works great. People want to steal my nails. I tag my nails, subscribe, and go to my community page. And I tag them. They're by Nail Vesta. But just sub, which helps me because I want to get to 1 million subs. I've got goals. I got to live. I got to make it on my own now. So subscribe and go to the community page. And there's a post with a link to shop them. They were gifted to me by Nail Vesta. And I broke one. I'm really upset about it. They generally will not break. They're very hard to break. But I had a really big bang with my dryer. It hurt. It's like breaking an acrylic nail. They're really strong. They're press-ons. Asking me why I never dressed nicely to go out like my friend that was standing there. Humiliating. Number 2. And I haven't read this since I wrote it the other day, and I don't remember what I wrote. Telling me I needed to get back in the gym. I was super fit, and I'd been out of the gym for a while. I'd been depressed. He had never been to the gym. He was always sitting around drinking. I mean, he wasn't overweight or anything, but he wasn't fit either. I was a personal trainer too. And telling me like, oh yeah, your bottom looked a lot better when you were in the gym. I remember that. That was abuse. Making me call roadside assistance when I had a flat tire in my driveway. We were married. Then pulling over to help a random young girl in the mall parking lot who was changing her own tire like a week later. My car, I had a big red Escalade and the tire was flat, but he didn't care. He was busy running around with this young man who was working for us that I think was maybe a real relationship. You got to watch these guys, okay? Because I'm telling you, a lot of them are suppressing some things that they could just live if they wanted to. They don't really need to suppress. Normally I would do my eyes first before I do this, but I'm just going to kind of play with makeup today. See how pretty that is? This is the foundation stick, so it's lighter coverage than my regular foundation. I'm in 18, dark 18. I don't know if there's a cool. It might be dark 18 cool. No, just dark 18. dark 18. And it's really light, you know, like I don't really, like if I'm just hanging out for the day, working, I'll always say I just don't wear makeup. But when I say I don't wear makeup, I mean like this. Like I have eyeliner and lashes on and like a pretty skin tint or something because it just makes me happy. I do makeup for me. No, it wasn't acid, it was fire. Y'all be sure to come in, like, subscribe. I'm Tonya, also known as Burn Beauty 2018. I was set on fire almost 7 years ago. December 18th of 2018, I was set on fire by my husband of 15 years. And it was after what I didn't even know was 15 years of abuse. I didn't understand narcissistic abuse. I honestly, thank you all for your support. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you, Cruiser, Bruiser. That's cute. Why? Because he's a sociopath, sugar. I know when everybody says why, and the answer is there isn't a reason to set somebody on fire, you know, but our minds are like, why would anybody do that? I, trust me, I wondered myself, like, why would he have done that to me? I still wonder. Out of all the things you could do, why would you do that? I was set on fire because he's a sociopath. If you only ask your question once, please subscribe, check my story time. If you go to my pinned, or not my pinned, the video that comes when you go to my page has more info on it. There's a couple of videos that have more info. But I was set on fire in an act of domestic violence. No, he's not in jail. The police totally believed that it was just a flare up. So did I. I was in a coma for 2 months. When I came out, I didn't really remember what happened. There was a lot that went into not remembering also. He told them that I had anxiety. I didn't take medication for anxiety. He told them I was bipolar 1 and wasn't taking my medication. And then he listed medication that he was supposed to be taking. I was taking Wellbutrin only for years before that. Depression and anxiety I've dealt with my whole life. And I was doing just fine. He literally thought I needed more medication because I wasn't forgiving him for things. How twisted is that? He thought I needed to take a pill because I wasn't forgiving him for things. And because I overreact. Like when he does something bad, I get too angry. When you're with one of these people, everything is your fault. Everything is your fault. And it starts to wear on you. The way it's done, the CIA uses these tactics, okay? It is not that you're a weak person. It's not that you're not a smart person. It's that you are strong and you are empathetic. And because you are those things, you don't give up and you try to understand people all the time and you don't give up. Like, it's my relationship. I'm going to fight for it. I thought he was an alcoholic. I'm going to fight for it. You know, I'm going to fight for him. We've been together all these years. We're living the life. I have everything I want. The kids are taken care of. It was awful. I'm so glad to be out of it, the way it was mentally wearing on me. At that point, I was like so depressed that I wasn't going to harm myself, but it's like if I just don't wake up, it's okay. And I felt that way a couple of times after I was burned too. Like, not going to hurt myself, but I'm just done, you know? And that's the way things were going. And when you look at pictures of me right before this happened, I had all these little red spots all over my face. And I forgot that until I saw a picture a couple of weeks ago. And no, he's not in jail. And when I saw the picture, I remembered that I had been dealing with these little red spots all over my face that would not go away. I did not know what they were. They weren't bumps, they weren't anything. Now I know that suffering narcissistic abuse, emotional abuse, can create autoimmune disorders in you. It physically makes you ill. Thank you. It physically makes you ill. Oh, thank you for listening. And thank you for the comments. The ones I can see, my eyes, I definitely have a contact problem today. Let me see. So see how pretty it is? Like, I don't care about the discolor, like the skin differences. I mean, guess what? I'm a model now. I haven't done any work yet, but I have a modeling agent and a talent agent. Just being you is the best thing you can be. So if I have these skin discolorations, why don't I just shine them up and make them pretty instead of trying to get rid of them? You know what I mean? We're not broken. Don't do makeup to try to fix something. I say that every time. You're not broken. Yeah, 15 years. Thanks. If you come in, there's people in the room that are going to be able to answer the questions, that are seeing the chat better than I am. Welcome in. Please just be respectful. Please subscribe too. I was over 250,000 subs the other day, but it's so hard on YouTube. I don't know why. I didn't do anything, but then I keep losing. I lost like 50 subs or something. I'm trying to get to 1 million, and I can see this is my road to 1 million. I'm not that great of a long form creator because I don't understand like the editing and stuff. So I need to work my way there so that I can have people help me with it to create long form videos. Because when I create them, they're just like meh, and I know that. Um, but I am good live, and then that creates a long form for you, and you can really grow. I will never be in another relationship. I saw that question go by. You know. Oh, thank you. That's sweet. So I don't have any desire to be with anybody else. Oh, it burned. What the hell? I definitely have something in my eyes. I don't know what. I was getting ready so fast. So worried about Grady, my dog, when I did my contacts today. And I was just rushing to put him in for the show. That really changed everything. I can see now there was something really on there. They're hard contacts, like plastic, rigid, gas permeable. But yeah, so I want to get to 1 million. I want to live my life. I don't need to be with anyone right now. I was married. This was my second marriage. I got married in my early 20s and had a son at 23 and a daughter at 25. Sometimes you need to know the backstory too. You don't know someone's story. You don't know what made someone make the decisions they made or feel the way they feel. Everything feeds into that. And I believe we still have free will. When people are like, "Oh, this happened to me when I was 8 and that's why I did a bad thing." I am not here for that. I'm not here for that. Because at a certain point, you take control. You have free will. You can get help for that. You can change that. Thank you so much, Emsley, for the floating heart. You are master of your fate. So you have to take control. And now, this is the first time I feel like I'm in control. Just because I had a childhood that was, abandonment, right? My grandma, I had a very good childhood because my grandmother and grandfather raised me, but my mother left me at birth. So that's why he would play that abandonment card by turning off his phone and disappearing when he got mad at me. And they'll do like silent treatments. You have anybody like an adult give you a silent treatment, like pouting, literally with his lips sticking out? I mean, the craziest stuff I've ever seen. And I would think it was a joke. I would think it was a joke. Because why would you be doing that? And he wouldn't talk to me. I would just know, well, he's just going to go watch a movie and not speak to me. But they're doing it because they're mad at you and they feel like you don't deserve to be spoken to because they never were held accountable when they were little. Hey, we can use this Bare Minerals, Mineral Veil too. Oh, we can listen, if I don't have everything tagged because I think of things as I go, but if you want to shop the products, I'll tag them as soon as the live is over. I tagged some of them already, but I will do it. Is this my mineral? Sometimes I like to take like a light coverage like this and then take some of the Bare Minerals and even up the coverage. It makes it more matte. I do think continuing to talk about this man is good, Adrian, because the goal is to educate others about things I didn't know. And as far as letting it go, I don't know what you mean. I got set on fire. There's some things that are never, that changed the course of my life. There's nothing to let go. You don't let it go, you learn to live with it. Thank you for the floating heart. There's no closure. There's no, oh, it's free. I don't care anything about him. But yes, I'm going to continue talking about him. I'm going to continue telling this story because this is my story, not his. And it really helps people. And I know it does because when I started watching content from mental illness, thank you, Sean. Mental illness. He's a narcissist, diagnosed, but he's a self-aware narcissist, and he makes content to help people and survivors of narcissists. And somebody told me last year, 2023, told me to watch that, and it was like the angels singing. I was like, I get it now. I understand, because it's hard to. It's like, why would this person do this? Why are they that way? Is it my fault? So yeah, when you have tell your story, it is your greatest power. Your truth is your greatest power. Shout it from the rooftops. I'm going to take a little bit of the ColourPop concealer. Thank you. Right? My story, I started out and I was so busy believing that it was an accident and that, really I kind of felt like I was partially at fault. Like I reached out into the stream of lighter fluid, so what are you going to do? And then I suppressed a lot of it for a long time. I still have things from my childhood I don't remember. Suppressing is what I do with trauma. Somebody just reminded me of something like a month or two ago that was huge. Something my mother's husband did that was huge, and I had no memory of it. I was like, wow. So I work things out in therapy, in therapy, and support groups are my favorite thing because you get to talk to someone who gives you immediate feedback. Thank you, Priscilla. When you there's nothing like talking to someone who survived exactly the same thing you have. It gives clarity. Thank you, Aurora. Thank you for all the gifts. Thank you. I can't read your name, but thank you for the 100. It leads you to, immediate understanding. That's what I love about where I am right now. An organization called Face Forward International found me on social media last year and contacted me and said, hey, we can reconstruct your eyes and your nose. Of course, I bring awareness to them, but their foundation helps survivors of domestic violence, human trafficking, violent crimes. And when they contacted me, I hadn't publicly announced that it wasn't an accident because I had to do a lot of things. I knew for a long time, but I couldn't say anything because I wasn't safe. The domestic violence counselors and attorneys, everyone said, you've got to get to a safe place before you start talking about this, like on social media. He will come and he will get you. And he would have. But someone emailed me and said, oh, you know, wanted to introduce you. My friend is the executive director of Face Forward International, blah, blah, blah. I thought they wanted me to be an ambassador for them. So I put the meeting off a couple of times because I was super busy. Everything was hectic in my life last year. I was working hard and I was trying to find a way out. I didn't have enough money to move because I was paying for where I was living and I was still, he was out of the house and there was a stay away order, but still I didn't have enough money to get out. And that's what he wanted. He wanted me to be stuck there in that house where he knew where I was. So when this guy emailed me, I thought he wanted me to be an ambassador like I am for a lot of other things. I was like, oh, well, I would love to bring awareness to the topic. And I told him, I said, I'm like, we went back a couple of emails between each other and I was like, yeah, I haven't announced it publicly, but my, that's what happened to me. And, I told him what happened and I was like, so I would definitely be interested in spreading awareness about your organization. And then schedule a meeting with the executive director. I was busy trying to make money, put it off a couple of times. And then I finally got in the meeting. And when she said to me, we can help you, she's like, well, her friend had told her, like, just talk to her because she was like, it doesn't look like it was, looks like it was an accident. And because I opened up to a complete stranger in an email, he was like, just talk to her. And so she was like, well, yeah, she can be an ambassador, or whatever. And so she started to talk, and she said, something, we help survivors of domestic violence. And she said, I was watching your story, and I interrupted, and I was like, yeah, I haven't announced it publicly yet. I'm trying to. A lot of people know, but I understand what you're talking about because I suffered this. And she was like, well, we can help you. And I was flabbergasted. I was like, wait, you wanted to talk to me because you can help me? I thought you just wanted to set up an ambassadorship. So my mind wasn't prepared for the offer, but we only talked for an hour that day. And she's like, we can reconstruct your lower eyes. And I didn't have nostrils at all this time last year. Just the dark part of my nose didn't exist a year ago. None of this. And I immediately said yes because I was so desperate to get out of the situation. And they told me I would have a place to live for, 6 months. The doctors were like, well, if she can stay at least 6 months, that's how long it'll take to reconstruct the nose. And they have a house that you can live in. And the only thing I said is, but I've got to bring my dog, my emotional support animal. I've got to bring my dog. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Masia. Those beautiful flowers. I love those. Natty, but Mad Bunny fun. Thank you, bravo. The mods are super awesome. I love them. Y'all just let them be. Please be respectful. Please subscribe. And please double tap. I keep forgetting to say that that thumbs up there is super important. So please double tap. It doesn't cost you anything to double tap. Oh, thank you. Oh, wait. I saw something. Thank you so much. The super chat. Thank you. Is it Neela Miller? Neela? That's beautiful. Thank you so much. It's amazing. You guys are amazing. You really are. You guys are amazing. But yeah, it's not actually easy to tell your story. Not everybody can do it. Not everybody is ready yet because it's not easy to relive a trauma a few days a week. Thank you, DW Tanner. And if you can't do it, that's okay. I'm at a point, it's very cathartic for me because it turns my pain into purpose. It turns this whole 15 years into a learning experience for others. And maybe I can help encourage someone to talk to a friend if they're going through this, because that's the key. You've got to tell somebody what they're really doing to you because you're hiding it. You have to hide it. And tell somebody what's really happening. And when you tell them, they're going to be like, girl or guy, there's a lot of women doing this too, a lot of women narcissists. But they're going to be like, oh my God, how do we get you out of here? But you have, oops, sorry, make a minute. The hard part is committing to telling somebody. It was hard for me after I realized what had really happened to tell people that I was close to. I just kind of had to do it. It's like, this is what I remembered. I told my therapist first because I was like, is this real? Can this be happening? Because I was telling my story on another platform, doing lives every day. And the words that I was saying stopped matching the picture in my brain. Thank you so much for all the gifts. Those rubies are amazing. I can't see who did them. Aurora, Floating Art. Thank you so much. Yes, I'm a burn survivor. I always say survivor. I tell other burn survivors to say that. Thank you. Evil Mamas. I like that name. Evil Mamas. Yeah, people don't read a lot. I was burned because I was married to a sociopath, to a sociopathic narcissist. So it's really a domestic violence. Lots of people in from all over the world today. That's amazing. I don't make money any other way. This is it. I do social media. I just got on with a talent agent. It's an inclusive talent agent called ZBD. I've been wanting to be with them for years, but I couldn't because in the USA, you have, for their USA talent, you have to be in LA or New York. And I was in Atlanta for 30 years. So coming here with Face Forward absolutely changed my life because now I'm staying. I thought I was going to come and do this, take a breather, save some money, go back east and make a living. What I'm doing right now is I couldn't find my Bare Minerals brush. There's a special one that they have, but I found a short, dense brush. And I've got some of them. What is this called? Original Mineral. No, it's not the Mineral Veil. What is this called? It's their foundation, their mineral foundation. And I'm looking for the top, and it's in my hand. You see what menopause is like? I'm looking for the top to read it, and it's in my hand. This is the matte foundation. I wish I had the luminous because I always like my makeup finish to be luminous these days. I think that's the prettiest finish on mature skin and the prettiest finish on my burn survivor skin. But I'm going to put it on just to show you how you can use this. I've always loved Bare Minerals. I think people sleep on it. It's so good for your skin. I used it throughout my 30s because I had acne that was so bad in my 30s. I didn't have it as a teenager. So I would use mineral makeup and it made the biggest difference. And I'm not even using a lot. I kind of have it in the cap and then swirled on my hand just to pack it in the brush. It is going to take my glow away today. And you know I love the glow. Glow baby, sparkle baby, but not today. It's a pretty finish though. The Bare Minerals, what is it called? The one in the compact. I think it's Bare Pro. The compact is something you should have in your kit if you're a makeup artist. It does such a good job on everybody to it just makes everybody look good, especially if you're doing like bridal makeup. But anyway, I digress. But I digress. Okay. My nose, I'm just kind of leave it alone today. I don't feel like I don't color correct. I'm just over color correcting because I feel like I just don't even like the word what's wrong with the color. It, everything that indicates I need to fix something about me, I'm just over in my 50s. I just want to enhance my beauty. This new nose is gorgeous. Unbelievable. If you look back at me, guys, see the pictures when I had no nose. Maybe if y'all keep subbing and everything and tapping to get the likes, I'll get my tablet and show you a picture right now because nobody wants to go to my page and look for it. They want me to show them a picture of after I got burned. Yeah, I'm 52. But when you get the skin grafts, it changes everything. I am forever this age, basically. They're tight. That's what makes them look different. It's because the skin is so tight. And I'm very fortunate to have plastic surgeons in Beverly Hills that do stem cell injections. That's allowing me to move my face a lot. I couldn't do things like this before. So I've been getting, I think I've had 5 rounds of stem cell injections, and I'm about to do another one. I don't know what they cost. They're not inexpensive. They take the fat from like your tummy and then they process it and remove all the fat and keep the liquid and then they inject it into your face. And then like it doesn't work immediately. 6 to 12 months, your stem cells will start to heal you. And I wish they could do this for every burn survivor. I, I'm I'm blessed with everything I've been given, like the nose reconstruction. I didn't think it was possible. That's why I didn't even think. I thought they were just asking for me to be an ambassador because my burn surgeons had said it wasn't worth it. It would be too dangerous. I could lose my whole like nose. Like I only had this part up. They didn't want it. They just didn't want to do it because they're dealing with insurance. You know, they have and other patients in the hospital dead. And when you're in the burn unit, they get done with you. They're like, okay, this is your new normal. They're not going any further. They're not there to try to make you pretty again. And that's sad to me. So Face Forward International helps with that, but it's a very small nonprofit, and I'm hoping to help make it grow. And I do have my own foundation. I just don't run it yet because I don't have the money. I don't have the money to hire somebody or time to get grants. But the Burn Beauty Foundation will help people someday. This next year is going to be big, social media wise, because y'all are going to subscribe. Thank you, Nick. Nick, the Yeetist. I don't know how to say it. I don't want to be dumb with your name. Thank you, Nick. Thank you so much for the super. Those add up. Um, yeah, if you get to 1 million on YouTube doing these lives and get some modeling jobs because they do use inclusive models these days. And I've been getting back into shape, which I didn't even think was possible, y'all. Didn't think it was possible. Peace and blessings, Tonya, child. Thank you, drawing in progress. Let's see. Let me do one more. The roadside assistance. That one has always bothered me, making me call roadside and wouldn't change my tire for me. It was so dumb when the guy got there from roadside assistance and the car is just sitting there in the driveway. And he's like, I was like, well, I don't know how to do it. My husband said I need to get help. And the guy did it. Throwing my handbag over the back fence into the woods and creek. That was abuse. These things are not arguments, they are abuse, but we don't realize it. I think I'll use some of the Mineral Veil. I'm going to do everything different today just because I found my bare minerals. Mineral Veil is a setting powder. Y'all been sleeping on this for years. This is good stuff. Got my bare minerals today. Hey, Singapore. My favorite person, one of my favorite people in the world is from Singapore, and he created Allies of Skin. Nick Travis is Singaporean. See, I don't like to be all matte like this, but we'll live with it. Just to show y'all what you can do if you want different looks, because I just always like to be glowy. And I just started with a little bit of ColourPop. And I could have done it without the ColourPop underneath, but if I did, I wouldn't have any glow at all. The ColourPop skin tint has more glow than the Bare Minerals. I know they do make a mineral foundation that's luminous now. I just don't have it. But I can't not glow. And then we'll add more glow with some makeup and setting spray. At least I'm not super glowy. Most days I'm like so glowy because my skin is so good. Nobody believes it's good, but it is. Yeah, throwing my handbag over the back fence. He would throw it out, make sure it was open. It was a big privacy fence. It didn't have a gate. You couldn't go out of it to get it. And then he would have to climb over this 6-foot fence to go get the stuff. And I'd be like, why'd you do that? And it's because, once again, I'm mad at him for doing something, and he's having a 3-year-old temper tantrum. You know, that's what's happening when they do this. And he would say, "Oh, because I saw my dad do it to my mom." Now, I want you to know that his mom, when she was getting divorced from his dad when he was like 18, she set a house on fire for insurance money, of insurance fraud. She got convicted of that. But the whole family knew this, like knows that the mom has set a house on fire. I got like one of those Truth Finder reports, has set a house on fire, and then they figured that it's just an accident, that fire strikes again, right? And he always had a fascination with fire. I bought the fire pit we were setting at because he was so obsessed with fire, you know? He always wanted to have a fire, and we were smokers and drinkers, so we'd be sitting out there by the fire all the time, even in the summer. You know what I'm saying? It was an obsession, and it's unwell. It can't be coincidence. And I know someone else who was set on fire by an ex. Oh, that's nice. This is is this Kevin Aquan? Hold on. This is Hourglass contour. But that's really a cool contour, and that was a lot. So I'm gonna kind of spread it out on my brush before I commit to putting more. It's a true contour with a cool tone, which I like to use. Can you contour with bronzer? Yep. Do I like it? Nope. I like it on top. A shadow is a shadow. A shadow doesn't have warmth. Oh, right here, I'm going to have surgery in a few weeks. You see that lump? It's not cancerous, but it popped up around Labor Day, and it has to be removed. It gets infected. It made me sick a couple of times. I think it's a lymph node. This is not a bronzer. This is Hourglass Contour. Hourglass Beauty. And I've only used this a couple of times. I bought it when I was in Newport Beach at Neiman Marcus. There was a lady there that had been with Hourglass for like 30 years, and talking to her, I just bought it. It's really nice. I'm going to use the Hourglass blush too, which is super nice. And y'all, if you would subscribe, I will tag it for you. I know if you just got to shop right now, you can. I got to do better at tagging products. I've never been good at that before doing a live, because when I come live, I'm more prepared for the message. You know, like I have the message written down, but I don't know what makeup I'm going to use, because that's the creative fun part. You know, just grab it and go. So Hourglass Beauty, but I'll tag everything as soon as the live is over. I will link it either through YouTube Shopping, which is really good, by the way. YouTube is creating their own little store, like you know, the shop, the the demon shop on the other platform, but it's going to be nicer, and they're really building that now. So I like that. Not the right brush. Get a different brush. Also, it's very creamy. Let me get a different brush. Um, I can't remember what I was talking about. What? Where is my brush? Can't remember what I was talking about. What was I talking about? Yeah, chat. Be kind. Thank you. You will be removed if you're talking ugly things. If you're making fun of me. If you're saying ugly things that distract the other people, I want you removed. I don't want you to come back. I don't want you to have another chance. I just want you to go and find something else to do. And I also want you to find peace and happiness in your life, so that you don't have to try to insult others in order to feel good about yourself. Okay? I wish that for you, but you're not going to play around in here. Okay? The way you're going to learn in here is you're leaving. And it's a really nice place to be, I think. I don't think you want to go. Okay, I finally found a brush. I'm so distracted. Not easy to do makeup in story time. I'm really worried about my dog. Do y'all know any way, like without the antibiotics, to fix like stinky ear infection in a dog? Because he's definitely not going to be able to go to the vet until next week. I hate that. I don't like everything right now. I mean, everything's going to be okay. I just talked to a realtor today about finally selling the property that we have in Atlanta, so I have some like actual savings, because it's so expensive here. I used to live in Georgia, now I'm in LA. It's crazy. Yeah, I just got back from school.